I'm gonna be trying something new today. Probably already done many times, but this is something that I did a long time ago. And people really liked. So I'm gonna try again. We don't always have. This is like for literature arts and crafts and stuff like that. I found this framed canvas at Goodwill in the bins, but you can go to like Dollar Tree or any other arts and crafts store and get your. If you don't have one of these, if you have any kind of a frame, like a picture frame or anything that you can use like wood wise, you can get like a t-shirt cut off material and stretch it over the wood and just staple it. That's one way of doing it. Another way is so you can do whatever you want actually. But I am using. Not everybody always has money for arts and crafts stuff, and back in the day, I wanted to paint a picture or do something like a T-shirt or something like that, and I wanted to tie dye it. And then I was like, well, if I can tie dye it, that means I can paint a picture of it. So I stretched the T-shirt out over a picture frame, and I used food coloring. For the dye, you can use any kind of dyeing material. The only thing that I say with using food coloring is look it up because there's really only like it's not gonna stay. Okay, so unless you use some kind of like a sealant, like for something like this, a spray, or like epoxy maybe, or like for clothing. I'm sure there's like something for food, like for clothing. I'm sure there's like something for food, coloring for clothing. But for today, we're just gonna mess around. Nothing perfect. But I am gonna try to do some kind of scene. And I don't know where I'm going with it. I do want to use. And I don't know where I'm going with it yet. Once I took it out of. I do want to use this stuff, but I found once I took it out of the container, I realized this is plastic. Very thin, scraped. Very thin, melts under high heat like plastic. Melts under high heat like 350 to 400 degrees, like a hair straightener. I also have iron. These, which are actual paint chips. I also have these, which are actual paint chips that I pulled out of my paint tray. So from the last I have those that I can work with. With art, with art, there is no wrong. So there is no right. Feel it. There just is. See it. So smell it, taste it, love it. Feel it, live it. See it. Smell it, taste it, love it. Live it. Do whatever you're gonna do. I don't really have a reference to go from. I don't really have a reference to go from. So I went ahead and put each one of the colors in my tray. Each one of the colors in my tray. I know you can't really see it. 4 of the colors here. You can't really tell. But I do have right now 4 of the colors here. You can't really tell which color they are. This is right now. It's only 4 colors. It's like the primary color. But it's only 4 colors. It's like the primary colors plus red yarn. This is your primary colors. Red yarn. Every color is from this set of colors, right? Infinite. So I could use my dress as a reference. It is very colorful. I could use my dress as a reference. It is very colorful. We'll see how this goes. I always but we'll see how this goes. I always for watercolors and stuff like that. I always go to nature because nature isn't perfect. I am gonna go ahead and I did. I am gonna go ahead and mind you, I did wet the canvas. If you get it like this is pre-painted canvas. If you get it like this, it's already got like a coat or a layer of paint on it to kind of seal the canvas. Well, this was already in a bin, so this way you can just it's just ready to go. Well, this was already in a bin, so it was knocked around a bunch and was not in a wrapper, and so there's chip pieces. So I knew already when I got it. The canvas of material and paint. So I knew already when I got it, the canvas itself. When I wet it today, and I wanted it to be that I was not anticipating. When I wet it today, it did something that it actually like slightly cracked. I don't know if you could see it, but it actually like slightly cracked canvas across the entirety of it. Oh, there we go. Slightly cracked the canvas across the entirety of it. But it gave it texture that I would not have been able to get to the ceiling. So, but it gave it texture that I would not have been able to give it. Okay. So it gave it its own texture. So I'm trying to work with what I already. So it gave it its own texture, kind of. Well, so I'm trying to work with what I already have. I was talking more about the ocean theme. Well, since the ocean themes, ocean. 2025. Shell, fashion. Okay. Coral, seaweed, basically anything with shrooms. Okay. Totally not the direction I was going in, but it's okay. I do like that iridescent / holographic looking jellyfish dress. Mermaid fashion. I think looks awesome. That's freaking cool. I love that. That's cool. Hurry up. Okay. This. I was meaning was more like seashell fashion jewelry. Maybe. Okay, so hand carved seashell pendants, coral. Did you know that if you cut a coral in half, there's a freaking like a geode inside of it? That shit's cool as hell. I've learned more from TikTok than I have from pretty much anywhere else. I saw it on TikTok. I've learned more from TikTok than I have from pretty much anywhere else in my whole life. So I don't know. It's kind of like I was looking at some of these cracks over here. Kind of like corally. I don't know. It's kind of like I was looking at some of these cracks over here. They look kind of like corally. So and this looks almost like anemone-ish. So coral, maybe. Those are cute. Alright. So watercolor seashells. It's kind of pastelish. I'm just going to use this image as reference. But I'm going to use different. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. There's a lot of white in this one, but what I want to do is I want to pull the orange, the green, and the blue more So in my mind, I'm seeing orange through here, and blue up source. So here goes orange. So I'm taking water and I'm spreading it on the canvas. Each design that you do is going to come out different. Now this may not come out exactly the way I want. I may. Who cares? The point is I'm having a good time. I'm trying something new. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this yellow into the corner here. And try to mix the other corner with some orange. So what is orange? I kind of want to leave it like really bright because it's gonna fade away. You can kind of tilt your head to the side to see where the water is, but you can just like touch it, and it'll pull that color to the rest of the water where it's at. Mind you, it's gonna bleed. It's not gonna look perfect. It's gonna be all weird. But that's okay. That's the point. So. Mind you, this is food paint, so it's going to stain anything that it touches. As with all arts and crafts, I'm going to try to, those kind of process. It's kind of sense. We're just gonna see what happens. I'm just gonna use this as a reference, and whatever comes from it is what comes from. I probably shouldn't have put the thing that's in the front up front. But you so. Because art skills, right? Probably not changing. It looks really cool so far. So let's see, we got green over here. Blue. Let's get it. So we got this weird like swirly green looking here. Oh, that is really teal. Wow. Was not anticipating that. I'm liking it so far. Trying to go kind of like with some of the cracks that are in the imagery already. So it's kind of melded together a little. kind of just staying in one spot.
You can turn the picture around
and kind of tap it. And it gives it that kind of spike kind of look that you would have got. So I'm just running with it. Green. Usually I would say to go light colors first and then go darker. Spontaneous art seems to be the best. Another cool thing is that since I've already wet the canvas, it's kind of giving this slightly muted, right? Kind of slightly bright kind of look to it. So as I'm going into it and wherever it's wet, in gravity will pull it to wherever you want spontaneous. And if you want spontaneous, also remember gravity pulls the weight down, the paint down. And since the canvas is already dry, other than where I painted, or if I have already there, then it's gonna fill in that waterline. But if there's nothing there, it's gonna halt itself. See how it kind of bled? Like if I show you how to see it, it seems like as you can see, like there's some spots. Touching them right now, that even though I'm touching them right now, and they seem like they're really bright. Over time, plus with drying, change color. It's gonna change colors. The density, the darkness of it will change as it dries. Same thing, kind of like with watercolor. Is that depending on the amount of water that you're using, if any. It'll change the way it looks. So in the long run, and everywhere that you touch, it's going to leave an impression. But it may not leave the impression that you want it to. But it's going to leave something because it's a dye. So as you can see here, granted, this is a different color than this. But it's already faded. I did it a little lighter, but it's already dry. So it doesn't take long to do, and the fading on it's really pretty. And sometimes, like if you run out of color, sometimes with watercolor, you can actually use water, because by then you've already got all these different colors of paint in there. So for this coloring next, that I'm doing is a purple. Take a red and a blue. I'm actually gonna put this in a bow area between red and green. I'm trying to make it purple here. Purple is not a normal color. Your brain recognizes for some reason. So, I kind of want to do something up in
but I want to do something. But I want to do some things that are kind of small. So. Now I could go with like a very wavy design, more. Oh, that almost. Wow. Why? That was not what I was. See what I mean? See what I mean? That was not what I was anticipating. Happy accident, right? You gotta let go control. Understand that it's not going to come out the way you want it to. Figuring out a little bit better than that. Oh my gosh. That's coming out so cool. And so now I have the power to do it over again. And that's another thing too. Is like when you're doing watercolor, you can kind of get a general. But you're not gonna get that same shade. If you do, it's gonna be like all the way at the end of your process. You know what I mean? Like you're already done with everything. That's pussy, right? So I'll show you. Mind you, now that it's wet, it's gonna be it's gonna look different. So I'm just touching at the top, letting gravity pull it down. Gives the vibes from Jurassic Park when you had to drop your hand and it's like, what are you talking about? said, we'll just mess around. I'm wanting to use truffles. Colors kind of like raise the vibe. It started coming out really cool, and then it like Another cool thing about this is like even though right now this is a hush picker mess, which it's one of those things. That like as it dries, like I said, it's gonna fade a little bit. The colors will be a little bit different. Some will just spread out, like split up and stuff. Negative, Captain. Not now. Let me call you back. So, There's one thing that like I never stopped my kids from doing. At first I did. And I was like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it did kind of come out because it is faded a little bit in the background. And I kind of like this orangey. Where I was going with that, but okay. Stupid now. That was red and blue. Red. It's part of the ground. I like a weird orangey color. Which is fun. I don't know. I'm just gonna went in a different direction. Can you tell? Across the beams. Specifics. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this. Another cool thing about abstract art is it doesn't cut. Another thing too that you can do is you would spray it. You could let it dry and then add layers to it and make it brighter. You can add other things to it. You can use textures. Scrape it. This is imagination. Pure creation. You can use like rollers or something. I can use this to kind of roll on it too. And it'll give it like some negative space to work with. They use this usually to apply. This one. Let's see what it does. I do like how this one section came out. It kind of looks like denim a little bit. And then like I said, you can just if you really want to, you could. It could be any direction. Omnidirectional, right? What do you see? I don't know. One of those tests. And then another thing you need to do too is just sort of do it. Let's have contact. it, right? Stamp. And it'll fade a little bit. So. Quills. and so you can actually go in and like touch it with water, and it'll fade it more. So like, say for example, fade this spot, you can just touch it with water, and it'll. So yeah, just kind of like fades in. And there's like certain areas and like certain pinpoint locations of growth that are always like super attractive. Like your mind starts to see different things in the colors, or different ways that it blended, or different tones of the same exact color. And it makes it this beautiful mashup where it's not just, if you want a clean line, great. But if you want a blurred line or a blended multi-tone background or overall imagery, I just love doing this. Like it just makes it pop. And so this will be for sale on my Etsy. And I'll go ahead and sign it. I don't know where to sign it. I guess somewhere on it, right? And I try my best to leave room on the edges. This way, people like get full fine photos. I've never really been an edge paint person. The only downside is so I guess it's exciting. There's my signature. I'll even sign it on the inside too, just in case. And since it was all free, I paid like I shouldn't say free. I paid like $2 for the coloring. I think it was like $5 for the paintbrushes, and this was by weight, which delicious. So like a dollar. This one, right? So 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. So $10. There you go. $10. Painting. Done. It's from my stream. Now it's my merch. Ta-da! So, what do you think? Would you try food color painting? I know it looks like something a 5-year-old did. But hell, half the paintings in art studios are the same way. Anyway, have a piece of my artwork in your house. And have fun with it. You can see it close enough. You see it around. You know how the imagery changed the coloring and everything. I really like that. I actually ended up liking that like rust orange color with the blue. This really does him justice, just for you. Yeah. It's literally that easy. Just kind of just do it. It's in, it took me 44 minutes, and half that time I wasn't even doing this. So, but yeah, it's just that simple, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Just keep it light, keep it airy, enjoy your time. You know, like I said, I already had some equipment, but you always have a possibility to try something new. As far as those paint chips, I don't think there's a way for me to get this on here. So, what can I do? Alright, I'm taking a picture of it right now. So, pictures taken. I'm about to post it on my eBay and on my Etsy. So, if y'all want to buy it, have fun. So yeah. I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that little blurb. And I just hope you enjoyed that. Sometimes you gotta take a break and take some time away from the everyday world and
Do something that you like. And don't have any expectations from it, and it'll end up being amazing. So, painting. New. Brand new. Please prefer photos. Painting. Food coloring. Painting on canvas. Handmade original. Food coloring painting on canvas. Paintings, condition, new, specifics, list for delivery. This product is a handmade original painting on canvas. The artist creates a unique and one-of-a-kind piece by using food coloring to add vibrant and colorful hues to the canvas.
Would you try
The painting is a creative and
painting?
artistic expression, making a unique.
I know it looks like kind of vibrant.
Living space.
But hell, half the paintings and art studios are the same way.
Touch to the artwork, making it a standout piece for viewers.
Anyway, have a piece of my artwork in your house.
On canvas, the artist creates
Olivia,
a unique
I'm
and
telling you.
food coloring to add vibrant and colorful hues.
Median
to
sold
the canvas.
price
The painting is a
$27.
creative
I'm
and
posting
artistic
it for
expression,
10.
making a unique addition to any art collection or
Buy
living
it now
space.
price.
The use of food
10.
coloring adds a whimsical and playful touch to the artwork, making it a standout piece for viewers. I'm gonna list it for 15 because offer is 10 or higher.
Olivia, man, I'm telling you. Median sold price $27. I'm posting it for 10.
And it's a 15 by 12.
Buy it now price 10. I know, yeah, 10 would be $4. To
List it for 15
about 4 or 5
because
bucks.
offer is 10 or higher.
So either way,
And
you're
then
gonna
the
pay
shipping on this thing.
So 15 bucks, it's yours. Merry Christmas.
It's and it's a 15 by 12. Item is now live. Shipping will be $4, and those pictures don't do any justice.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 bucks.
Anyway, so either way,
Alright,
we're gonna pay 15
what's
bucks.
I already have another 15 bucks. It's yours.
This one I actually did
Merry
use
Christmas.
acrylic on.
I don't know if you guys can tell much of a difference between
Item is now
acrylic
live,
and food coloring.
and those pictures don't do any justice.
Can you?
That's awesome.
Anyway,
I mean,
all right.
pretty much
So
looks
what's
exactly
another
the
item?
same colors, except
I already have another painting.
this one I
I
actually
learned how to
did
make
use
purple.
acrylic on.
I don't know if you guys can tell much of a difference between acrylic
Yeah, this one was done with
and
acrylic,
food coloring.
and this one was done with food coloring.
So, y'all,
Can you?
decide for yourselves what you want
I mean,
to
it pretty
use,
much looks
but
exactly the same
as far
colors,
as
except
by
for fucking
comparison,
purple.
I don't see much of a
Which I'm gonna have to learn how to make purple out of fucking food coloring or whatever.
Maybe it's just the way that I use
Yeah,
it.
this one was done with acrylic,
paint with food coloring.
and this one was done with food coloring.
So, y'all,
But maybe it's just my style.
decide for yourselves what you want to use, but as far as by comparison, I don't see much of a difference.
Maybe I should type in like hashtag acrylic this thing.
Maybe it's just the way that I use acrylic is like how I paint my food coloring. Okay,
But
so
maybe it's just my
there's
style.
that. As far as this goes,
Giggly.
as far
Maybe I
as
should
this
type
goes,
in like hashtag giggly style.
I thought that I could just put it all over the canvas and maybe like
just put it there and then heat it.
Okay, so
And it would like melt
there's
over
that.
the acrylic.
As far as this goes, because acrylic is like obviously not plastic paint. As far as this goes, I'm probably gonna have to use some kind of heat. So
I thought that I could just put it all over the
when it
canvas.
dries, I just peel it off
And maybe like glue it there, or like use a thick acrylic to kind of put it there, and then heat it, and then it would like melt over the acrylic.
I don't know exactly
because acrylic is like.
But most likely this is going to end up stick paint instead
In my opinion.
So what's the difference, right? Or when it dries, I just peel it off. Some other kind of material.
I mean, it's
or I'm going to end up paint rubbers using it in jewelry.
So
bake the jewelry anyways. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. So we can try that. But most likely this is going to end up clay instead of going for artwork. It's probably going to end up either going on a T-shirt. So, or some other kind of material. I learned very quickly with those cherry earrings. I'm going to end up not to put the hooks on them using it in jewelry because I have to bake the jewelry anyways. So we can try that. But we could try some clay jewelry or something. I'm going to try some diamond things. I learned very quickly with those cherry earrings not to put the hooks on them before baking them. Because but this black clay. I'm gonna try this kind of like mash it down. I don't know how else is gonna turn out. I'm just gonna so I'm just gonna take. So I got this at Walmart. It was part of this black clay. Kind of like smash it down a little bit more.
This is the baking clay.
Mind you, they're weight with. Shape it, whatever. So I got this at Walmart. It was part of a little mini kit. I think it was like air dry clay. It's a clay assortment. This is the baking clay. Mind you, there are different types of clay. So yeah. I'm just kind of there's air dry clay, and then there's clay that you bake. And then there's it's like a 90s jewelry. So yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right here. That right there. Every single time I look at this. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Right here. That like a black ground right there. Every single time I look at this. Oh, I don't even have my screen shared. I wanted to do like a 90s. It's like a black ground with like neon colors. And since Juneteenth is neon colors, so this right here has the geometrical. I wanted to do kind of like a 90s. So I could make like a light. This right here has the geometrical shapes to it. And then use I could make like a lightning shape out of the clay, right? And then use the plastic shape to. So I am putting the pin in there because I do want to be able to add the book later. So I am putting the pin in there because I do want to be able to add the book later. This is going to be a long shape. pins first. I'll worry about this. Try to roll it out somewhat evenly. So, for me, I only want it to be like, right? Okay, I'm gonna put it in the plastic actually. That's about right. Okay. So then, try to roll it out. Roll it a little bit. It might be a little thin. Yes, it's okay because I don't want it to be too heavy on my ears. Right. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the plastic. It's too thin that it like cooks too fast, and then I can't do anything with it already burnt. Stick. So I'm gonna roll it a little bit. It might be a little thin. It's okay because I don't want it to be too heavy on my ears. But I also don't want it to be too thin that it like cooks too fast, and then I can't do anything with it because it already burnt. So I'm basically making like a 90s version of like, you know, the lightning bolt style from the 90s. I'm taking that and creating earrings with magnets. So I'm basically making like a 90s version of like, so I'm going to be using, you know, the lightning bolt style from the 90s. I'm taking that and creating earrings. The way the design looks, try specifically looking at. It's kind of like a squiggle. So I'm going to be using this. So like, so the way the design looks, I'm going to try to specifically looking at. It's kind of like a squiggle. This that I just so like. So I'm going to try to like outline this that I just drew, kind of. I probably weakened it by doing that. I probably should be doing it. So I'm going to go cutting through the basic outline. I might cut that way too far. So to go too far. I probably weakened it by doing that. I probably should be doing it. So going through, cutting through the coloring of the basic outline. And use that as a template for the other side. So it's kind of so this a little bit. So I'm going to zigzaggy and use that as a template for the other side. So it's kind of highlighting. So edges this a little bit. Make it a little zigzaggy. Mind you, I just kind of made it. You okay? Highlighting. And the edges of the corner. Just you okay? Just gonna something like that. Okay. So I'm going to outline it again on this other side. Through the clay. Okay. So I'm going to outline it again on this other side. Basically, you're just pushing it through it to cut through the clay to get it to go through the clay. Outline it. Basically, you're just pushing it through it. This stuff does kind of dry, but it doesn't like to cut through the clay. You know what I mean? To get it to whatever shape. And just remember, one side is going to be larger than the other because you've just cut it away. But This stuff does kind of dry, but it doesn't like completely dry. Original piece. You know what I mean? Now you're having to remove. And just remember, one side is going to be larger than the exterior because you've just cut the line from the exterior away. Lines don't match up. You gotta size it down. Sometimes you'll have to go in and because you outlined the original piece. Now you're having to remove like a little bit, but it is exterior of it, like a line from the exterior. You can work with it until you match up. The only thing is that sometimes you'll have to go in and like accidentally mix colors. It's really hard to separate those colors again unless it's like almost like right when it happens. But it is pliable, like very pliable. You can work with it until you bake it. The only thing is that if you accidentally mix colors, it's really hard to separate those colors again unless it's like almost like right when it happens. So try to take this down a little bit more. This is pretty bulky. Some areas. Not too much others. And then sometimes you can like hold it in yourself if you need an area to be thicker. I suggest not remolding because, like, especially if there's a crack in it or something, because it can actually weaken it. And then sometimes you can like hold it in yourself if you need an area to be thicker. Try not to. I suggest remember that if there's like a because clay, especially if there's a crack in it or something, because it can actually weaken it. Like once it's even foundation. Even if it's just clay, even if it's just remember that if there's like a crack in the clay to begin with, it's probably going to make it. It doesn't matter. It's going to make it break. You took the time and energy to make it in the first place, or not once, right? So maybe you don't. Maybe you made it to break it. Even if it's just clay, even if it's just jewelry or just whatever tchotchke thing. I don't know. One looks completely different than the other. It doesn't matter. You want to make it. You took the time and energy to make it in the first place, or not once, right? Or maybe you don't. Maybe you made it to break it. Some people do that. So, I don't know. One looks completely different than the other. Look the same. It's hard. And you do want to keep it like a certain thickness because also because of the thickness, even though it's like clay, it might break, you know. And you want it, like I said, you want it to last. So try to make sure that it has like an even. And you do want to keep it like a certain thickness because also because of the thickness, the design is even though it's like clay. It might break, you know, and you want it, like I said, you want it to last. So, does it look the way that you want it to? Try to make sure that it has like an even thickness of it, or you know, that the design is the same or similar as much as possible. Or, you know, if you're going for that mixed up look, you know, does it look the way that you want it to before you fire it, so to speak? I'm gonna say fire it, but really, it's just. Just gonna mess around a little bit, see what works best for you. I guess it's gonna be as close as I can get it within reason. Without being too crazy. Just gonna mess around a little bit, see what works best for you. I guess it's gonna be as close as I can get it within reason. So without being too crazy. So there's that. Let's see. But there's some crazy zigzags. That's what we're getting. So So there's that. Let's see. But there's some crazy zigzags and bullshit on my finger. That one was Sephora. Right there. I don't know why, for some reason, it made so much more difference in this one. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sponsorship, and as you can see, it's literally just like a combination of plastic. I don't know why, for some reason, it made so much more difference in this one. So I'm going to take so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sponsorship, but I'm going to try to sprinkle this, and as you can see, it's literally just like a combination of plastic pieces. This isn't paint. I thought it was paint, but it's not. So I'm gonna take like a. I'll try to keep it bigger. But I'm gonna try to sprinkle this on here. And see if it'll stick. Mind you, we're practicing. So I'm gonna actually try to do it. So I'll try to shake and bake this shit. And most likely, like, this stuff is not going to come out looking the way that I want it to, because I've never used it before. I don't know the process for using this, other than what I was reading. So, and most likely, like, this stuff is not going to come out looking the way that I want it to, because I've never used it before. I don't know the process for using this, other than what I was reading. So, we'll see. Interesting. There's one side. Let's see if I can sprinkles on this side. There's one side. Let's see if I can there. Sprinkles on this side. There. I feel pretty confident that this is cuttable to after it's baked. But not entirely sure. So we should see. So what I need to do now is I feel pretty confident that this is cuttable after it's baked. It's not entirely sure. So we should see. So what I need to do now is yeah, go ahead and give me another negative review. Let's see what happens. Alright, so yeah, go ahead and give me another negative review. So 400 degrees for literally like however many seconds. What they're saying is that alright, so we're gonna melt that. Now, mind you, I'm just gonna put some shit together. I'm making jewelry out of clay. Now I have to bake it.
which bakes
and at 400 degrees for literally
but the plastic
20 seconds. What they're saying is that
it's only supposed to be in there for a few seconds.
it melts it. Now, mind you,
I'm making jewelry out of clay, which bakes for, let's just say, about 10 minutes, right? But the plastic is only supposed to be in there for a few seconds. So I'm going to this through clay. I'm trying my new one stuff right now. I guess we'll just. I know if I have a one more color something in here. I'm trying my new one stuff right now. See how it works. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and bake these. I'm gonna kick off here. I guess we'll just. So I will bake these and let you guys know how much something I will be posting them if they work out. If not. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and bake these. I'm gonna kick off of here. So I'm gonna put my water back. And it's my rings. So I will bake these, let you guys know how it goes. I will be posting them if they work out. If not, see this. These are like really soft nails. Not nails, like hand nails. And I just broke my thumb. These are like really soft nails. Not nails like hand nails, I mean like and I just broke my thumb. I'm gonna go ahead, this is gonna go in there. So I was able to find that piece. I'm gonna go, hey, this is gonna go in there. Rings is that I'm trying to keep a portion of it on there so this way it bakes on the edges. There's one that it stays on the plastic and hardens with it. The main thing is that I'm trying to keep a good portion of it on there so this way when it bakes, that way it stays on there and hardens with it. Hopefully I can cut some of the plastic around the edges and make it a little bit more defined. See how I brought put the pin behind it? Now I'm getting ready to cover that. There's the front of it, and I kind of want to cut the edges. Hopefully I can cut some of the plastic around the edges and make it a little bit more defined. See how I put the pin behind it? Now I'm getting ready to cover that, which there's the front of it, and I kind of want to cut the edges a little bit so this way the color is still there, but it's. Oh, and I've got this glitter too. Oh my god, cleaner lines, seriously. Which should be babysitted or something. Oh, and I've got this glitter too. Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. Also, a reminder, first and second week streaming stickers and keychains are available. So, also a reminder, first and second week streaming stickers and keychains are available. So, sure, it's years of practice. Gotta be aluminum foil. I'm gonna have people make the jewelry and
sure it's years of practice. And don't be, like I said, don't be afraid to try something new, even if you've never done it before. Like what I'm doing right now. I haven't done this before in my life. Just happened to make some jewelry the other day. And don't be, like I said, don't be afraid to try something new, even if you've never done it before. Like what I'm doing right now. I haven't done this before in my life. And I just put it directly on my Etsy. I just happened to make some jewelry the other day that ended up looking cute. This may or may not. I don't know yet. I'm gonna wear it. And that's it. And it's stupid as fuck. I'm gonna wear it. Who knows? I'm sure somebody will like it somewhere. And I just put it directly on my Etsy. Definitely not the way that I want to wear the earrings and like in these colors. Not the way that I want to wear it. And that's it. I'm sure somebody will like it somewhere. I'm not the only human being on this planet. Definitely not the only one that wears earrings and like these colors. Reinforce the back a little more. I'm going to do the front side too. Everything that you do can be used in some shape or fashion, for trade, or if it's money-wise. Everything and every aspect of everything that you do is tradable. Everything that you do can be used in some shape or fashion, for trade, or if it's money-wise. Everything and every aspect of everything that you do is tradable for some kind of compensation. So they always say like, oh, knowing your worth and all this stuff and background. Yeah, it's a big deal. You're a great person. You're a great person. And at the same time, you don't have to have like a title. You don't have to have a background or anything to be a great person. I'm a great person anyway. I'm so sorry. Alright. I'm kind of a lot larger than I started off with. I ended up a lot larger than I started off with. So, kind of 80s, 90s vibe. That's so cool. And then you can see kind of the paint, different like some chip style, kind of 80s, 90s vibe. I'm trying to get it in the light, but it's not working very well. And then you can see kind of the paint. So there's one different like chip style. I do like that. I'm trying to get it in the light, but it's not working very well. It's kind of like a lightning bolt. You'll see it in the light. Anyway. So there's one where he has a hook ready to go, ready to get. I don't know. I do like that style. Where it's kind of like a lightning bolt. I don't know. break it? I did. Not only is it a loop, but it's also a structure piece for the top part of that earring. So, I'm super sticky. I'm sticking my fingers. Flipped it over. Not only is it a loop, but it's also a structure piece for the top part of that earring. So, I'm super sticky. I'm sticking my fingers. I'm sticking my loop. Play. Grr. Section. So taking it and plastic pieces in my play. So taking it, thinning it out a little bit. Amy? You okay? Amy? You okay? Nothing about the formation, like putting it and stuff is easier. Remind you, like I said, with the coupon, it's gonna stain anything it touches. It's also, if you're putting on clothing, going to wash away the first time you wash it. Nothing about the coupon formation, like cleaning up and stuff is easier. Remind you, like I said, with the coupon, it's gonna stain anything it touches. It's also, if you're putting on clothing, going to wash away the first time you wash it if you don't put some kind of sealant on it. So if you do use it for whatever sort of temperature total, just be aware of that. So. Okay, so does it move with the edge? I think this came with the clay. Like this was a tool that came with it. I'm not really sure. Okay, so does it move with the edge? I think this came with the clay. Like this was a tool that came with it. I'm not really sure. So, It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna keep it within like somewhat of a general size range. It's not gonna be cookie cutter because I literally just made it. Put this one kind of like elevated to the other one. I'm gonna keep it within like somewhat of a general size range. It's not gonna be cookie cutter because I literally just made it. I'm just cutting away I can. Make it closer. In this section, remember I told you guys that one side's gonna be larger than the other. Okay, so like I said, normally I'm just cutting away. In this section, remember I told you guys that one side's gonna be larger than the other. Because now it has those plastic pieces in it. So this clay, I would only be able to use similar to whatever temperature that those plastic pieces are at, which is now less. This piece is so contaminated because now it has those plastic pieces in it. Aware that there's so this clay, I would only be able to use for whatever temperature that those plastic pieces are at. The texture is less on the inside of it, so I could use it for anything, but I'm just being aware that there is other material mixed in with whatever it needs. Your material helps when you're creating stuff because of the textures and if it melts inside of it or it has a different time. But, just try to keep your product needs as much as possible. So just going to be awesome. You don't have any issues with it. For the most part, you're fine. But just try to keep your product clean as much as possible. So you don't have any issues with it or whatever. Some sticky pieces. So I will bake this and show you guys, I guess, how it ends up coming out. Seems like I found some of this. So I will bake this and show you guys, I guess, how it ends up coming out. Seems like I found some. Baby, do we have any aluminum foil at all? Like even a small piece? Baby, do we have any aluminum foil at all? Like even a small piece? Some days, yeah. Make up to go, but I'm pretty sure there's like a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure there's like a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is. Okay. Mary's 90s.
I'm watching YouTube and they keep on pulling up crap and this. Ready?
Okay.
Like this is a small clip.
3 seconds.
No, I'm watching YouTube and they keep on coming up characters.
Oh, okay. So that's actually from a series.
Like this is, I know I was watching different clips. I really like it.
30
Look, you
seconds.
just said it.
Oh, okay. So that's actually from a series.
I know I was watching different clips. I really like it. Cause look, you just said it. But there's different clips like that of different ones because, I sent one of them to you for example, but I was kind of interested in that. I don't even know where.
How about the meatballs?
But there's different clips like that of different ones because, I sent one of them to you for example, but I was kind of interested in that. I don't even know where.
How about the meatballs, man?
So that's already done. So I'll add that to my next baking session, which will probably be soon. I don't want to do it today, so I'm gonna try it out. We're gonna figure some things out. I can do this time. I better have tons. How do y'all seal this shit? Oh, that's supposed to be. I can't even get this time. So, how do y'all seal this shit? Oh, that's supposed to be. So, rolling around in all of these beautiful rolling template sticky things. Yes, it doesn't say so. I'm not sure what the answer is. It's just literally template. If I lost, like a whole fucking container. I'm trying not to mix that. I wonder if that's a mix as much as I want to. I have to fill almost like a whole fucking container. So I'm thinking, actually, there's, so I'm thinking, other thing is that this like mat for looks really great for crafts. Flicks out a little bit. You know what I mean? Doesn't like go all crazy and shit. The good thing is that this like mat for in the wash sometimes looks really great for crafts. Flicks out a little bit. You know what I mean? Doesn't like go all crazy and shit. And it's easy to clean up for the most part. And then you're going to put in the wash at some point because it looks like it's super hard. Oh no, I think I got something. As you can see, roll it and then scramble it. Is it just this speckles? Oh no, I think I got something. It breaks down the towels. And as you can see, can't really see them that much. But roll it and then it just kind of like gives a couple speckles. It doesn't really go a lot. I have to make a shape. But it breaks down the press. Like you could tell the draw. You could put little in there. Can't really see them that much, but you can shake and match it with the glitter, and then glue it again. If I am wanting to do something with it, I'm probably gonna have to make a shape and then click on it and try to press on it, shapes like put glue after it's baked, and then shake and bake that shit with the glitter, and then glue it again with your popping puff. So I want to make some unique pieces. I do want to try to make some new shapes and some designs and some things that tag. Like I said, Juneteenth's coming up, Father's Day's coming up, and 4th of July is coming up. So I want to make some unique pieces. Ensure that, so that way I can tag that in my either my eBay, my Etsy. And another reason why I do this way is because I don't want a big ass mess. I want to have my head attached this way. I do it in small batches. I want to be able to enjoy what it is that I'm doing. And another reason why I do this way is because I don't want a big ass mess. So I do it in small batches. I want to be able to enjoy what it is that I'm doing. And if I'm stressing about perfection and all this other shit, I'm not going to do it. So it's just, whatever happens. As I get older, I'll have some more issues. So, it's done, as you can see. As I get older, save these little plastic pieces. I'll have some more weird issues afterwards. For more arts and crafts stuff. Right. And as you can see, I'm going to leave this here because actually, probably my and I'll save these little plastic pieces. So another thing is with cleanup, with food coloring, for more arts and crafts stuff, it pretty much cleans itself up. I'm going to leave this here unless you get it on something. Probably about 30 minutes or so, it'll probably evaporate completely. So another thing is with cleanup, with food coloring, it pretty much cleans itself up. I mean, unless you get it on something, then yeah, like I said, it's gonna stain. And I don't know, I'm just rolling this stuff up, you know. These little plastic pieces also. Those don't dry. Anyway, that clay doesn't air. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this nonsense. I'm trying to use shadow paint, which was really good. Those don't dry. That clay doesn't air dry at all. I'm going to dump that out. This is going to sit here until I'm going to try and grab a shadow paint, which was really good. Tomorrow.